he has downplayed the moment, saying the man should be left alone and posed no threat. The suspect has not been arrested so far. This is not the first incident. Similar breaches and even a shoe-throwing episode, remember that one, previously raised concerns about crowd control at presidential events. Yeah, so for me, I feel like this whole situation, but then not just this one, the ones that have even happened in the past, it just it's opened up a can of worms there. It's shown us something very uncomfortable is going on in the country. Folks are very desperate. Guys are desperate to access the president. We know that's very, very hard, by the way. You know, it's interesting how even other CSs, other folks in Gava can't access the president. That's how hard it is. You can't. Nakuanga ngumu sana. Yeah, not that you can't in the sense that it's impossible. It's just that there's a lot of, the president is very busy, right? Protocol ni mingi pia. Now, my thinking is that in Kenya, the presidency is not just a political officer. Some people look at the president as a very, very quick route to solutions that some of the problems that they're going through. Like, bro, if you get access to Ruto right now, the way I know President Ruto is a very philanthropic man. He likes to please people. Trust me, if you get access and you go and tell your problem, tell the president your mashidas, chances are high, utapata solution fiti. So the youth look at access to the president as access to empowerment, jobs, survival in itself. We know very well that there's a sense of apathy in this country. As much as government has promised guys, obviously Gava cannot, sort out everybody. And so most people are thinking, anyway, Kenya, it's really about who you know. Sindio, I might as well go to the man the most important man in the country, the most powerful man. Ask him to sort me out. Who cares? Even if I fail, at least I took a risk. So people will do everything necessary to bypass protocol. Guys are going to take those risks, man. Guys will push boundaries, even just for a few seconds, to get the president's ear. Mr. President, please, haraka, please, ambia tu sakata nipate kazi haraka. Please, Mr. President, you get the jobs you get. And the president going to be like, Wacha huyo kijana is a good man, he's a young man. Young people, they deserve my ear. Wacha kae hapo, nitaongea naye kidogo. Unajua, vijana wananipenda sana siku hizi. You also get the feeling that Prezo, he likes being wanted. He likes being needed. He likes it when people show him love, right? I mean, anyone would. Oh, they love it. Trust me. Yeah? He doesn't care about his own breaches and his security. He wants to look like he's popular out there. But obviously, this whole situation creates a very dangerous scenario. There's tension, yeah? There's listen, it shouldn't happen just so easily like that because it's going to be the norm. Next thing you know, somebody can easily harm the president. And I mean, the whole basis of having all those folks around a president, all those security systems, the security apparatus around him, is to control and ensure that there's distance between the presidency, hapo kwa podium, and the citizens. But unajua sasa mali imefika, guys are thinking, proximity to power is the only way I'm going to be heard. My MP, amefunga mlango. MCA is also there acting like, he's like a little president kwa ward hapo. You know what I mean? Governor, his head is so big, he's thinking he's even bigger than the president. So what do? Forget this, guys. Ati Ruto anakuja wapi? Homa Bay. He lazima nifike kwa podium. You know what I mean? Yeah? So for me, my thing is, guys, unajua, I think my biggest concern is how people are thinking. The system doesn't work. All these leaders out here cannot really cater to folks. I think the only way out of poverty, only way out of the grind, this survival mode, is access to the president. So hapo ndo especially youth wamefika, you know? Is that a bad thing? Listen, it's neither here nor there. Right? Kenyans are desperate, bana. What do you expect? You know, who am I to castigate youth out there and say, you're not supposed to do that, nini nini? Listen, for most Kenyans, this is now personal. This is now personal. Have you ever seen, like, hey, whenever there's like a leader, especially when it's like a big-time leader on a rally, they're on top of the gari, nini nini, they're moving around talking to Kenyans, yeah? Have you noticed how many Kenyans try and like pass information to these leaders? It's personal like that these days. You get a guy writes like a little note, mwesh, chukua hii, you know, just something, bana. I even saw when in Kisumu, some guy tried to give Babu Wino when they were leaving the church in Nyalenda, going to wherever the rally was going to be. Yeah, I saw some guy, he tried to give Babu his phone so that, you know, Babu can, I don't know, like he was trying to pass some information to Babu, you know. Yeah, maybe Babu should put his number there and just to further like the conversation. Probably, I don't know, whatever, man. Yeah, but that's how it is. You know, it literally feels like that's the only way you're going to get an access to a leader out there. Yeah? Obviously, kukwenda kwa ofisi yao, it's very hard. You can't go to their houses, nini. And so Kenyans nowadays, the ones who have balls, man, guys are going to take risks and say, you know what, to hell, man. Who's coming through? President Ruto. I'm going to go to that podium. You've seen so much suffering in your house, in your family, in your own life, bro. You're 25 years old, no job, no nothing. And then you're thinking at damn, that's Ruto right there. That's Ruto. Whatever happens, happens. Me nenda kwa your podium. Mr. President, yo, have my back. Who knows? Maybe that guy who went to see the president right now is going to get a crazy job. And that's how he changes his destiny. You know, his wifey is going to be like, oh, baby, thank God you did this. At least now I can have a meal. At least now my kids are going to go to school. You know, but that just shows you how desperate folks are, man. It's sad. It's very crazy, bana. You know, first of all, another thing you need to understand, yeah, is the unemployment crisis in this country. The figures they're not normal. They're not normal. Millions of young guys are desperate. And so unfortunately now, because of that, they're vulnerable. They can do anything for the money. They can engage in drugs, you know, trafficking drugs. You know, they can engage in criminal activity. Guys are even open to going to Russia, bana, to be on the battle line, on the front line, just to make some money. Hapo ndo tumefika. So what are you going to tell me? What are you going to tell some small guy? You know, don't talk to the president. Hey, bana, bro. What are you saying? It's a matter of life and death for him. You know, he has a family to feed. You know, this guy hasn't had a proper meal in days. So you're telling him at yasiende kuongea na president, forget about your security manenos, bana. Mr. President. It's sad. It's not a good thing. It's nothing to smile about, man. All right, cruise the internet. When we come back, Senegal's president sacks prime minister and former ally after months-long feud. So I've noticed a pattern, and this bede has been happening. And at Kenya, this is not new to us. Ruto was also, you know, he had a horrible relationship with his boss, former President Uhuru Kenyatta. You saw whatever happened to Gachagua. So we'll try and make sense of this thing. Red Room, Coyote, Tunikazi.